Welcome to a land of ancient legends and breathtaking nature, where rugged mountains rise from thick mist and deep, dark lochs whisper stories of mythical beings, wild, enchanting and unforgettable. This is Scotland. We are road tripping around Scotland in our camper, winding through mystical landscapes we've been dreaming about for ages, and now it's finally happening. On this journey, we'll take you past epic highlights, challenging hikes and stunning mountain bike trails. We'll explore mythical castles, take a small boat to a remote, mysterious loch, and do it all from the comfort of our trusty campervan. We kick things off by taking the ferry from IJmuiden in the Netherlands to Newcastle, a highly recommended start. Load up the camper at home, and the best part, the driver's seat is on the right for us. So driving around Scotland feels that much more relaxed. We took the first afternoon to visit Edinburgh from Newcastle. Too short to properly explore the city, so maybe we'll come back for a full-on city trip. But this journey is all about nature and adventure, so our first real stop is the Devil's Pulpit. This deep gorge, or glen, is near Loch Lomond. Its name comes from a rock formation in the chasm, where legend says the devil himself preached to his followers. The steep sandstone walls, draped in green moss, and the reddish water fed by ancient legends of blood rituals and witch gatherings. It creates a haunting but beautiful sight. Of course, we had our mountain bikes with us, and Loch Lomond's surroundings are perfect for a ride. It's Scotland's largest loch by area, and along its west shore you can follow a flat bike path onto Tulloch Road. We zijn begonnen aan de klim. Please slow down. Welkom. An old narrow lane connecting Loch Lomond to Loch Long. You truly feel like you're the only soul around. Well, apart from a dozen of sheep, of course. This route is very rideable and absolutely worth it. The last part of our ride took us onto off-road single tracks, and though the trail was challenging, the views made it all worthwhile. After a scenic drive in our camper, we arrived near Glencoe, home of one of Scotland's most mysterious and breathtaking hikes, the Secret Valley. Also known as Quiraing Gaphale, this hidden glacial valley lies nestled among the Three Sisters of Glencoe. From the glen's floor you see only sweeping views of the mountains, but beyond the rocks a secluded valley opens up. Legend says that in the 17th century, the Clan MacDonald hid their stolen cattle here during the Clan Wars. The valley's natural layout made it the perfect secret hideaway, completely concealed from below. It's truly amazing and the views are absolutely stunning. Traveling by campervan has become one of our favorite ways to vacation. You have the freedom to go wherever you want, everything on hand, and crafting your own adventure. This trip we rented a slightly larger camper from camperverhuur.be, which brought its own challenges on Scotland's narrow lanes, but the adventure is real. We stayed at some beautiful campsites and cooked every day for ourselves. The freedom a camper gives you is like nothing else. No wonder we love it. If you have any questions about our activities, campsites or the camper itself, drop a comment and I'll be happy to help. So after a little downtime we headed to the next highlight, the Glenfinnan Viaduct. This iconic structure with its elegant arches shot to global fame as the route of the Hogwarts Express in the Harry Potter films. In real life, the train is the Jacobite steam train, and it draws visitors from all over the world. We got there early to hike in the River Finnan Valley, and that's highly recommended. The real magic moment comes when the Jacobite steam train crosses the bridge.
Gelukkig is het hier niet zo druk.
And of course, it's an incredible sight, but we totally recommend a stroll around the valley as well. For many, the Glenfinnan Viaduct is the gateway to the legendary Isle of Skye. The most famous island in Scotland and often considered its most beautiful. So naturally, our expectations were sky high. Our first Skye stop, the magical ferry pools. Those vibrant blue waterfalls and natural swimming holes at the foot of the Black Cullion Mountains. Tied to Celtic folklore, Isle of Skye was believed to be the home of elves, spirits and other supernatural beings. Legend has it that elves bathed here under the moonlight. And who can blame them? The trail up past dozens of waterfalls and pools, and it is well maintained. You can scramble to the falls or cool your feet in the icy mountain water. I had found a loop trail so we could explore the pools and return without backtracking. And as usual when you go off the beaten path, we didn't really know what to expect. And even though it was tough at some times, the adventure and serenity made it more than worthwhile. After a wonderful night in the woods in our camper, we had two mega highlights ahead. The Old Man of Storr and the Quiraing. And they're relatively close together. Since we're quite trained at hiking and we're slightly pressed for time, we tackled both in one day. First up, the Old Man of Storr. A spiral-like rock formation on the Trotternis Peninsula, part of the Trotternis Ridge. And legend says that the old man was a giant who lived in the area. When he died, he dug his own grave in the hills accompanied by his wife. And when she died of grief, the jagged rocks transformed into their petrified forms, forever standing watch over the island. A more logical explanation is that those jagged peaks were formed through landslides and erosion. But whatever the truth is, it's an amazing sight to witness in person. Not far lies the otherworldly Quiraing. And I've been really looking forward to this hike, and it didn't disappoint.
Nou ja, het is nu in ieder geval al een stuk rustiger dan de Old Man of Storr. Dus ik denk dat dit wel wat kan worden.
Also part of the Trotternis Ridge, it features steep cliffs and dramatic rock formations with names like the Needle, the Table and the Prison. Quiraing comes from the Old Norse Quirant, meaning round fold. Centuries of erosion in basalt and sedimentary rock have shaped the landscape. And it's still shifting today. A 7.5 kilometer loop winds through the area. On the way up, you pass beneath the towering rock formations, and on the return, you traverse a rolling plateau. This is a hiking must-do. You want more details about the hike? Just ask us in the comments, and maybe subscribe while you're at it for even more epic travel content. I'd read about a mysterious remote loch reachable only by boat. We booked a trip with Misty Isle Boat Tours, and the name oozes mystery and adventure. When we arrived, we were the only passengers aboard with our captain Duncan, a retired seafarer with a love for Celtic myth and a hearty bottle of whiskey. But more on that later. Legend has it that a kelpie lives in this loch. A water spirit that lures people into the depths. Some say guests at the loch vanished without a trace. And the boat ride there was fantastic. Mist-shrouded coastal mountains looked cinematic and we saw birds and seals. A perfect film setting. Once ashore, a short walk leads us to the loch. But as the weather turned, we paused for a few photos and then headed back quickly to Duncan. On the return trip in the boat, we chatted some more with Duncan and he offered us to taste one of his homemade whiskies. On a boat surrounded by misty mountains, homemade whiskey with a Scottish sea captain. An experience for a lifetime. Our time on Skye came closer to an end after this unforgettable adventure. We headed back to the mainland, passing by the iconic Eilean Donan Castle. Inside, photos were prohibited, but it's well worth a peek. We then travelled via Loch Affric, the Plotter Falls and Loch Ness, our next destination, Cairngorms National Park. We found a stunning campsite at the edge of Loch Morlich in the forest. From here, we started our hike up Míl a Buachile, meaning Hill of the Herdsman, which I can pronounce a lot easier. With around 650 meters of elevation gain, it's a satisfying climb.
Daar moeten we naartoe.
The trail leads you through Caledonian pine forest and open moorland. And after a steep final descent, the summit rewards you with sweeping views over the region. On the descent, we passed An Lochan Uain, the Green Loch. Legend says it turned emerald because fairies used it to wash their clothes. But a dip in the water isn't advisable. It's full of tiny leeches. But it's a stunning sight. We took off our bikes once more for a beautiful ride along part of the Cairngorm Loop. You wind through old growth forest, and if you're lucky, you might even spot wildlife. Red deer, eagles and even reindeer. Though we didn't get quite that lucky this time, but still, cycling through the park is highly recommended. Our Scottish adventure is drawing to a close. So on our way back, we spent a night in the charming Pitlochry, home of the Blair Ethel Whiskey Distillery and a village that feels like something straight out of a Harry Potter film. And while you're there, the Old Mill Inn is a great spot for food, drinks, so a very fun evening. Scotland is a place alive with myth and legend. And once you experience its dramatic, breathtaking landscapes, you immediately understand why. For us, Campervan travel was a highlight on its own, and we're already dreaming about where our next adventure will take us.
Don't sleep on your dreams.
Thanks for watching.
No, don't sleep on your dreams.